wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
I'm a little let down with Jack Napier over at Evening. I was tagged on the Twitter chats or the Instagrams. No, wait, that Instagram actually is a real one. Insto chat or the Twittergrams or the Twattlegrams. And this is from my mixtapes. And it, Frank, I'll be honest, looks like ghetto trash. Kind of, oh shit, like TMZ. Small minds talk about other people. That's what this thing looks like. It just looks like the Maury Povich show. And it's gotta be a OnlyFans girl of some kind. She got fake boobs, and I think she's got a tattoo across her forehead. And it says, "Congratulations, Big Mama, welcome home." And she's flashing off her keys. And somewhere, where's the original? Here it is. Single women in the U.S. own more homes than single men, new data shows. If you look at the old data, it would still show that. Matter of fact, talk to the Greeks when their men went off to war and the ownership class of women during ancient Greek times. I'm pretty sure, unless women were forbade from owning property, generally it's always been the case there's been more single female homeowners than men. Why? Because men died in the olden days during war. Now more just from heart attack and stroke. Men just don't live as long as women. That's it. There you go. And I was ashamed of Jack Napier. Ashamed. Where he said, "Cappy, can you please explain this?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You can't figure this out?" You gotta politically motivated people. In this case, the political motivation would be feminism, but generally Democrats or leftists. You gotta take exactly every single word they say. Like when Disney comes out and reports viewerships or ratings, you have to precisely take every word they say and translate it into English to make you realize, oh yeah, you flopped. It's a failure. You fucking failed. And here's the same thing. More single women own homes than single men. So as a tired economist, I'm gonna go over this. This is, I got my notes here. I got what, 6 points, 5 points? Okay, point number 1. Men die before women, and women generally then inherit the house. Okay, that's the main reason. More modernly, reason number 2, divorce. Okay. The girl's divorced the guy has got to sell the house, or it goes to you, or you get alimony or something. It doesn't always work that way. Depends on who makes what money. Usually men make more. But usually there's more instances of women getting the house than men. Might come with a mortgage, but it's that there too. This is the same thing if you look at the top 10 richest women in America, in the world, I think it is. Only one of them might have actually earned it. Everyone else was born into it because they're a princess, like, legit princess. I don't know, if Brunei or something. Or divorce, like Mackenzie Bezos and Bill Gates' ex-wife. So it's the same thing. You girls are a fan of this, right? DEI didn't earn it, right? You're for that, right? You just got it. Are there women that bought? Yes. Did they earn it? Yes. But this isn't like you girls are kicking ass. It's always been this. New data. I bet you we go back, we find the old data. It's the same thing. That's number 2. Number 3, what you're seeing now with the internet, this was happening about a year and a half ago. This trend, girls like, I'm a homeowner. It's just It's just the latest status symbol for girls to girl boss. That's all it is. I own a home. Now, there's nothing wrong with home ownership. All right. Ceteris paribus, look it up. Generally, it is better to own a home than not. Over the course of your life, most people probably should be a homeowner. Not all, and not all the time, but generally, home ownership is a good thing. But right now, this is more of a status symbol. This is a bunch of gals who, instead of family or love or whatever, singles, the operative word here. We don't need no girl by, and of course she's dangling the keys. And this is in the context of the economic context of housing being very expensive. All right, but it is no different than a sports car. You dumb boys, buying a sports car. I can almost guarantee you these houses are going to cost these girls more in the long run, or it's going to be a wash. Heck, we just did an article about a coven of women, a cabal. Three BFFs, three besties went in on a house, and they got to sell it because reasons I don't know why. But they're doing it and they're flaunting it. They've always owned more property. They just decided to flaunt it now. Because what else have they got to flaunt? No, really. Like, what else? Like, oh, here's my amazing husband. Oh, you don't have one of those. Here are my amazing children. Oh, no, you don't have any of those. My goodness, I own a house. Is it the right house for you? Here's a good question. I'll get to the others. Here's a great question to ask anyone. How much house do you need? And there is a correct answer. The answer is as little as possible because housing is very expensive. Right? I built my dream home. It ain't that big. I think it actually is smaller than the average American home, too. I do not have a fancy house. I have a modest home on the smallish side because I don't need more. And how much you want to bet these girls are like, oh, we're going to put this in. I think the article I was reading, like they put in a pool. Are you fucking nuts? Pools are a pain in the ass. They're hard. You don't want to deal with that. So I know everyone thinks home ownership, like, oh, well, you must be wealthy if you have property. Generally, yes, but you get to the point of being wealthy that you could afford a home. You don't try and buy a home like you boys try and buy a sports car for a status symbol. You buy way more car. It's exactly like this. You guys, what's the point of a car? The point of a car is transportation. You dumb shit I know we're picking on women now, but I'm picking on you boys now. You dumb shit boys go and buy prestige and status. You do not above transportation. These girls are doing the same thing, except instead of transportation, they're buying lodging plus prestige and status. And I would argue, in the case of, well, there's kind of pros and cons to both. One, the girls are dumber because houses are more expensive, but housing generally is not a depreciating asset where cars are. So you all kind of making stupid mistakes buying way more than you need. But the only reason you're hearing this now is it's a flex. It will never end. I guess girls have just got a girl boss. I guess they got, oh my God, we're beating that. That's never going to end. Well, they're not. That's what I'm saying. 4, home ownership is usually, not always, not worth it for single, childless people. If you're a single person, it's very rare that owning a home would be in your interests. Now, I owned rental property, all right? That is a little bit of a different ball of wax. But your standard home, the average bachelor or bachelorette does not need a home. It's usually cheaper for you to rent or to rent a room out. If it was condo ownership, maybe another gray area. But generally, when you factor in insurance, property taxes, more modernly, HOA associations, because, oh my goodness, we just need the community center. And oh my God. And God, we are all going to go HOAs, aren't we? Because nobody can mow their own fucking yards now, huh? I guess, right? Can't water your trees, can't maintain the grounds. But generally, when you do a cost benefit analysis, it's cheaper for you to rent than to own a home, unless you're buying some ridiculous, renting some ridiculous apartment. What you're seeing now, this is the most latest tweet. That does not mean this is the real world or generally what is happening, what the overall trend is. So for every one of these, I'm a girl boss. I got a key. Look at me. Oh my god. Like me. I could show you an article of not just women, but disproportionately women and some videos, TikTok videos. For every TikTok video, I bought my house. There's a TikTok video of girls like, I'm giving up my house. Whoever said home ownership was this, they were lying. This is a scam. This is a racket. You got to pay taxes. I'm not going to go look it up. And there was the article in the Wall Street Journal. I read a couple back, although this was co-owners who weren't married or couples. They were just friends essentially going in halvesies or threesies on a house. There's an article where, oh, you realize the car needs maintenance. Oh, you realize the water heater went belly up. Oh, you realize you had to pay property taxes. Oh, you realize that beautiful McMansion you bought brand new in the prestigious new development with their fucking signage and Whispering Willows Way or whatever other horseshit they name these developments. You found out that the contractors were a bunch of douche canoes and fucked you over on whatever, the foundation or something. You don't have the skills and the abilities to fix it. And so there's a ton of articles out there like that. Now, they'll never say that. But yeah, when you come into what it costs to maintain a home, and yeah, I know financial costs like insurance and property taxes and all that. But I mean, small engine maintenance. I guarantee you, these girls do not know how to replace a spark plug on a weed whacker. They don't know how to clean the carb out on a small engine like a lawnmower. They don't know to do mixed oil and gas on certain weed whackers or whatever, chainsaw, and that you use they don't know that. It's just like you boys, you don't know how to work on your car, your Ferrari, or what is it, the Hellcat? Is that what the douche canoes are buying, the Hellcat? You don't know how to fix it. Mechanics do. So you pay mechanics to fix it. And then what would be 5, 6? 6. When this stuff is broken and needs repairing, there is less than 5% of the time is it a woman fixing it. If you want, please go get my book, A World Without Men. See, the whole premise the girls are doing is we don't need no women are so strong and independent. I don't, you men are stupid not going to college. Oh my God. Yeah, but to maintain it, you need men. Are there female electricians? Yes, there's about, I think, 3% of them. Are there female carpenters? Yes, I believe it's 7%. In no trade, in none of the home construction or home maintenance trades, is there more than double digits. It's single digit percent women. And so, yes, you women, strong, independent. Oh, ha, ha, ha. You stupid men don't own homes. We're so winning. Yeah, almost 100% of the time, you can't maintain or fix it. A lot of times you can't even afford it, which is why then you go and sell and say home ownership is a racket. But you're usually almost 100% dependent upon men to maintain and fix your homes. And I go get it. I'm sorry. A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy. Probably my last real. It's been a while since I did kind of real economic research. That was real economic research. Go look at it. I'll tell you this right now. There wouldn't be homes if it was all went. There wouldn't be. There just wouldn't. I mean, there might be lodging of a sort. I guess there'd be shelter of a kind. But let's be very clear. You would not be able to maintain. And my forecast, my prediction, all this girl boss, all this home ownership. But we could say this for younger people in general who lack the skills in the trades. You're going to see a lot of people giving up on home ownership because they don't have the mechanical ability to fix it. But now everyone does. You have to go and learn on YouTube. You have to buy tools. But I should say people do not have the work ethic to do it, the work ethic to maintain it and learn how to do it. I mean, that's how I poured concrete. I've looked it up on the internet. How do you mix and pour concrete, get the right consistency, do's and don'ts? I taught myself. How many of the girl that it's on the phone, whoever that is, you think she's gonna put on gloves and start breaking open bags of concrete and get the water mixture right? So I've forecast this. Now there might actually, if we did by age cohort, there might be an increase above the average trend line. Okay, so now there's slightly more single women of non-widow age, say 20s and 30s, than male owners of homes. That might be, but I guarantee you that's going to go right back to a baseline because you girls major in you go to college for the liberal arts. You don't learn anything practical, and you sure as hell don't learn anything how to maintain and repair your home. And so I think down the road, you're going to see that go back down to whatever it has historically been. And with the shortage of tradesmen, we're down about a third from the 1980s. Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. If you want to know, go get it. World Without Men. Look up the book. I should probably link to it down below. And then finally, number 7. This is exactly like women bragging about their college degrees. You would logically think on the face of it, it makes sense. Well, the group A has more college education. So logically, they're going to do better than group B, who does not have a college education. That might have applied back in your parents' day, back in boomer days. Come on, baby, light my fire. Let's do the Bat-Tuesday. Although Batman, the TV show in the 60s, was pretty fucking funny. Yeah, okay, back when what? 10% of the population went to college. Yeah, a college degree meant something. Now it doesn't. Now, going to college, especially given degree choices between men and women, well, okay, the majority of all of you are majoring in dumb shit, men and women, and you should stop that, but no one's been listening to me, and I'm not going to repeat myself. But women, especially, 9 out of 10 of your degrees are absolute worthless jokes of horse shit. And worse, they put you in debt without some kind of commensurate skill or ability that would give you the ability to command a wage to get yourself out of that student loan debt. And housing is almost the exact same thing here. It's not as bad as a worthless degree. Again, there is some tangible asset at the end of it. But if you can't maintain it and you let the house go to shit and now it needs $80,000 of repairs, okay, your $80,000 in equity gain is wiped out because someone's going to say, wait, you didn't put a sump pump in. What's a sump pump? Find out. And what it's probably going to end up being is a financial loss. It's actually probably going to be, in the long run, it's going to hurt you more than help you, or you're probably going to break even. It's eerie how the housing market, where it just breaks even all the time. Where at the end of the day, after you pay for your taxes, if there's a capital gains and all the expenses, repairs, and the time you spent lost maintaining the home, it's usually a wash. But it is like you're bragging about something that on the face of it, logically and historically may have been a good thing, may have been a sign of stats, but not now. It's a liability. No different than you guys bragging about your car that you borrowed $80,000 at 17% for. That is not an asset. That is a liability. And so no different than you girls bragging about your worthless pieces of paper and all the debt that came with your college degrees. Oh my God, more women are in college than men. It sucks to be women, then. That's not a good thing for women. I mean that. That is not helping you girls. It's hurting you financially. Owning homes too early, homes you can't afford, and when you're not ready. If for any other reason, are you girls like you're going to sit down for 10 years in that one spot, especially younger one? You don't know it. This is why younger people, I'm like, maybe not the home ownership thing right now. You got to wait till you know where you are. Heck, that article I read, oh, they got jobs and they move and people got families. Like, why are you buying a fucking house with groups of people who are transient? I think they're all in their younger 30s. You're not stable by that time. I mean, stable to live in one spot. It's an even more expensive flex than your guys' worthless sports cars. And it's not the flex you think it is, girls. It really isn't. The guy who I just had a client, he's paying $500 a month rent. Was he the one with 600,000 in assets? Maybe not. Oh no, that was a couple of videos ago. So this guy, $500 a month rent. You can't find, I don't care if you own your house, you're paying more than that in property tax. Well, maybe not. That'd be a bit high for property taxes, but insurance and everything else and maintenance, oh yeah, you're blowing through way more than $500 a month. This guy, and I think he had something like quarter million saved up in a 401k. I don't even think the guy was 30 yet. That guy's way ahead of you girls. Guy, well, you should be talking about is what your net worth is. That's what we should be talking about. What's your net worth when you died? Like that. Oh, wait, though, because all the assets go to the gals because we all die. So that wouldn't be right either. I wonder what would be a true, like, who's doing better financially? I guess income would be the main. That'd be that makes the most sense. But then who saves their money the most? That's not as clear. Both men and women suck in the United States at saving their money, investing it. But yes, there you go, Jack and other people. They're not winning. Just like, oh my God, more like 60% of students are girls in college. Well, shit. That men are winning. That's a victory. Put a one in the point thing for men. You know, like if it's a baseball game. Someone hang the one placard up on the old school 9-inning scoreboard. All right. And girls have single women own more houses than single men. Put another run in for team guys. Be careful what you wish for. And I would strongly recommend we come up with real measures and metrics as to success. And you'll find out. You'll find out. When housing here, I hate to say this, I really do. But it's true. It's something you got to think about. I'll give you two scenarios. Okay, you tell me which one. We fast forward 40 years. Old man Cappy, he's about to pass away. I'm even more angry and caretakerous of an old man than I am now. I got my cane and I yell at clouds, and kids, you get off my lawn. I can't shoot the 308 anymore, otherwise I'll shatter my shoulder bones. All right. But I kept my house. All right. It's my house, right? You know, Cappy's been in that house. All right. Or would you buy it? So my house is up for sale, right? So there's my house for sale. Then there's a house that's same, right? But it was owned for 3 years by Bipsy. My master's in public health administration. And I have a social media and I sell doTERRA, the essential oil stuff on the side. And I like pumpkin spice. Now on the outside, the houses look the exact same. Whose house are you going to buy? Huh? Whose house you going to buy? You're going to buy mine. You know why? Because, you know, the old time grumpy, pissed off man with the cane and yelling at the clouds, he's actually maintained it and knows how to maintain what he couldn't do himself. He probably paid someone to do it. Bipsy, half the toilets don't flush. She don't know where the water shutoff valve main is. I've known a couple of people who've lost their basements because they didn't know where the water main was and what it does. Maybe one garage door works. You know this shit, right? Who was it? Was it Kevin Samuels talking about they can't replace their batteries in the smoke alarms, right? Do you remember that? I think it was Kevin Samuels. You girls can't even replace your alarm, your batteries in your smoke alarms. What kind of, if I peeked under the hood of the house, what kind of condition is going to be? And I'm going to guarantee you down the road that's going to be reflected in prices. A very good question for you to ask. Say, who was the previous owner? Oh, some pissed off Vietnam veteran Boomer Carpenter. Okay, that's good. Who owned? Oh, some recent PhD candidate whose mom and dad paid for the shit, and she couldn't handle it. No, probably rats in the basement or something, and that will be reflected on prices. It will. All right, so link below if you want to get your financial shit together and buy housing intelligently. Whether you're a male or female, doesn't matter. May I recommend you get the book Bachelor Pad Economics, link below. Also, link below, I think, Achieving Financial Excellence, which, if there's a way to measure financial excellence, which isn't always he who has the most shit wins, but the idea of you don't need that big of a house, viewing home ownership as lodging, not a brag piece, and other intelligent things that will save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. May I recommend you take the course Achieving Financial Excellence? That's available on Teachable. It is pricey. It's $100, I believe. But I can almost guarantee if you take it and you do just half the things in there, you're going to more than save your money back, and you're going to have a much easier life financially speaking. All right, let's go to the super text. Dre, $2. They say women have more debt than men equals patriarchy. I did. How not? I got the book right here. How not to become a millennial. And I looked at men's and women's debt. No, I'm sorry. It was the book of numbers. I apologize. Uh, Men and women more or less have the same levels of debt. It's for different things. Men get debt for stupid toys that go down in value. Women get debt for more immediate, short term credit card type of purchases. Women do have more debt, student loan debt, than men. What was the other thing? And women are slightly more tardy and late in repaying than men. Slightly, not, I would almost say statistically insignificant. Don't say, oh, women are just horrible. And like, nah, you're all pretty bad. Um, but yep, women have more anything where their women have underperformed men is patriarchy. It's never their choices. It's always men's fault. And Dre, you should feel ashamed for yourself. Fan I am, 5 Australian. Eventually, women will want men to save them from other women. Will eventually have the leverage. Transfer all your money and assets to me, and I'll marry you. No, wait, what? What money and assets? Right now, I mean, this was kind of happening in my day, but it's very pronounced now, especially younger marrying age group. Women are coming to the table with student loan debt. Right off the bat, they have a negative net. They're a net financial liability. And if the woman had a degree in accounting or engineering, was a tradeswoman, whatever, sure, pilot or something. I took my nieces to Girls in Aviation Days in Minnesota last week. So, become a pilot maybe. Um, yes, there are those gals, but the majority of them are bringing debt to the table. And about 40% of the time, they're bringing another man's kid, depending on how old you are. And the degree they have has no value. There is no way their degree in whatever sociology is going to work up the money to pay off the student loans. So men are usually always, especially younger now, if you're in the marrying market age, you're typically looking at a financial liability. If you don't look, you don't like what I'm saying, well then go take it up with the Bureau of Economic Analysis. And I think it's more the Federal Reserve that might actually have that reason. I don't think it's the Bureau of Economic Analysis, the debt data. And there are private companies that come out, and credit card companies do the estimates and all that. I think even Pew Research might have had it. Go take it up with them. And then ultimately go take it up with the women who made these choices. Don't take it up with me. I report numbers. So transfer all your assets and money to me and I'll marry you. What assets? Really, what assets? Um, and there will be no saving from other one. That won't happen. There will be no marriage because marriage is a losing proposition. I'd say to both parties now. I think it's a horrendously inefficient contract, and there's no reason. There's no practical reason for either parties right now. Yeah, there might be some practical reason for women, but um, no guys are gonna. The scenario you paint is not going to happen. That's what I'm saying. Fan I am, $2. BIP, the telltale sign of a single woman. BIP. What's BIP? Now I got to look up things. BIP. Behavior intervention plan. Batterers intervention plan bridge. I'm not getting it. Urban Dictionary. Bad in person, used to describe something that isn't as good in reality as described or portrayed in social media. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah. Well, that's everyone, right? Everyone puts their best foot forward on the internet. You don't actually think I look like this in person, right? Truth is, I look a lot better. I just dress like shit. Old Cappy plays the reverse. I always play the reverse. I don't buy fancy shit. You wouldn't see me in a fancy car. I got shitty clothes from Goodwill. Fan I am. Beep smoke alarm. Yeah. Yeah, he'd do that. I remember watching one time. He was talking to a gal. I was like, there's that smoke alarm. She's like, what? She didn't get it. She didn't get it. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's where I live now. But in the rural parts of the country, there's always that, what is it? A Buick Regal with all the woman's worldly possessions in the back seat. There's also in the before time, it was the Chevy Cavaliers and the Pontiac Sunfires. But the owners of those who would live out of them with all the worldly possessions in the backseat of those shit cars, I think they didn't maintain those cars well. So they've gone away. So now it's the Buick Regals that have all the shit. Have you guys seen that where the girls all her shit's in the back of the car? The snacks have fallen through the cracks because all the little your precious little child can't go without fucking snacks. You're driving 15 minutes to the Walmart. He needs his snacks. He's your fucking bag with your thing. And I don't know why my car smells. I don't know why there's mice living in my car. How about you stop feeding your fat, overweight kid the snacks? How about you all walk to the Walmart? How about that, huh? All right, there you guys go. I'll see you guys later, Toodles.